When we left off with the main battle in Girls und Panzer der Film, the Alright Conglomerate team had survived the initial clash with the University team by the skin of its teeth, successfully managing to retreat under heavy fire and, thanks in no small part to Mika and friends' stunt in the B-42, scored several kills, including of the Karl Gerhardt, which had been wreaking havoc. Now, the second round, for lack of a better term, of the battle commences, and it's a very different sort of fight than what we saw in the first part. That's by design, of course, since this is a fight that suits Alright much better, though as we'll soon see, things will not go completely according to plan, and the University team does still take advantage of their overall superior forces and their advantage in straight-up fights. For now, though, we'll be focusing on the story aspects of the battle, with the more focused technical and tactical analysis following in the near future. So, the big takeaway from the first part of the battle for the Alright Conglomerate team, once they collected themselves amid their retreat, was that trying to fight the University team on an even footing was doomed to failure. Their opponents were a much more uniform team, with more overall experience, plus much more experience working together, with the uniform fighting style as well. Not to mention having, on the whole, a superior tank lineup. Furthermore, that style of open battle was very much not the forte of Miho, the overall commander for the Alright team. So here, in this section of the battle, we see her and a number of the other girls reassessing what they've been doing and determining what they should be doing to be as effective as possible. Before we get further into the analysis, however, this week's video is brought to you by my upcoming original manga, Amaranth Angels. Cute anime girls, starfighters, and exciting space battles in a fun space adventure. Written by a fan of Girls und Panzer, for other fans of Girls und Panzer, and enjoyers of the military mori genre in general. The first full volume should be out, I hope, sometime later this year, and you can pre-order a copy today over on Fund My Comic. Now, back to the video. In some respects, you could say that the real battle only starts here, as the entire rest of the battle takes place inside the abandoned amusement park, and is fought largely in small-scale skirmishes and ambushes, in contrast to the one-sided, open field battles we saw at the start. As we might expect, we see the Alright Conglomerate team start to perform much better here, but we also see the nature and the skill of the University team once again, without really needing to be told anything directly. As they saw Alright escape their early trap, the University team simply and calmly regrouped and then prepared to assault the amusement park, either with a plan prepared beforehand just in case, or with something still very effective concocted on the spot. There's no sense of panic, no voiced frustration, just reaction to the new scenario in a very professional manner. Nor do they seem to panic at all when they lose a number of tanks as they begin their incursion into the amusement park. And of course, now that the Alright Conglomerate team has radically altered its approach and largely thrown out the units they had organized the team into earlier, everyone is more freed up to conduct the battle in a way that they are best at, in order to help the team as much as possible. So we see the Chiatan girls, some of them anyway, questioning the wisdom of mindless charges, which of course starts setting up their growth that pays off big time later on. And we see Anchovy and friends, in a tank that really can't engage any other tanks directly, drive up the roller coaster to act as an overwatch for the rest of the team. Rabbit Team, of course, gets another big moment, showcasing their continued growth from Season 1, and learning from their mistake in the earlier battle in their film. And there's no more of the bickering we saw between Katusha and Maho earlier. Everyone is as locked in now as they can get. We also get quite a number of those Girls und Panzer moments where it really excels at telling a story with minimal dialogue, relying on visuals and music, such as when the University team assaults the amusement park and breaks through Alright's defenses. The University's theme, for lack of a better term, of Johnny Comes Marching Home as the T-28, which is shot at angles to emphasize its monstrous feel to those on the other side of it, breaks through. And the ominous music, as Chiatan lies in ambush for another University team unit, just adds to the overall atmosphere of the scenes. And of course, as most of the Alright team gets surrounded in the amphitheater as well. It's easy to forget just how much the cinematography and music adds to scenes in shows like this, and Girls und Panzer really excels at using it all perfectly. The movie also continues to make great use of every moment of the film. It's easy to miss in the action, as the Alright tanks retreat from the group led by the T-28, but it sets up Rabbit Team getting separated from the main group, as I mentioned over the radio that they don't know which way west is. This, of course, is what leaves them alone and forgotten about by the University team, and gives them the opportunity to bring the Ferris wheel into the fight. Also, as is the case throughout the battle, you see every tank knockout, so you actually could keep a scorecard while watching this if you wanted. Something that I think is pretty much unheard of for action scenes of this scale in pretty much any medium. This also has the effect of making it almost feel like we were watching this battle in universe on some kind of broadcast there. Something else worth noting is the general parallel with the film's opening battle. One team is nearly taken out very early on, but escapes into a city, where the battle becomes a more back-and-forth affair. Of course here, while Oroai is cornered and nearly crushed a second time, in this round of fighting, they manage to lose no tanks, while the university team loses several, giving Oroai the clear win in round 2. But, as before, there's no panic amid the university girls, and they shift their strategy accordingly to again combat Oroai. And the battle is far, far from over. You could also make an argument that this battle somewhat parallels Oroai's fight for survival in the grander narrative of the series. It's nearly taken out immediately without a fight early on, but then just barely survives, only for that seeming victory to only be the start of the real battle. We'll get into the details of the tactics and technical stuff in this battle, and there's quite a bit to talk about here, which is why I decided to do a shorter video this time instead of trying to get all of this and that into a single video, in another video in the near future as we gradually make our way through their film. Do you have any thoughts on the storytelling aspects of this part of the battle, whether regarding the larger narrative or the individual characters? If you do, let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video and would like to support me in what I do here, my books and light novels are all available on Amazon, and you can get early access to videos, sneak peeks, and updates on my upcoming military moe manga and other projects by subscribing over on Patreon. I also offer channel memberships, which get you access to monthly members-only watch-along streams, in which I'm currently watching/rewatching Zoid's Chaotic Century. And as always, if you have any thoughts on this video or just anything related to Girls und Panzer that you'd like to talk about, definitely share them in the comments section below. I'd love to hear them, and while I might not get to respond to every comment, at least not in a timely manner, I can guarantee that I read each of them. And don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss any future uploads. That's all for now, so until next time.